Hey, hey. Thursday, November 8th, 2024. So glad you're here. Welcome to another episode of the Carlos Whittaker podcast. Oh, none of that flowed. What's going on, good friends and family? I'm here in Nashville, Tennessee. It is 2 days post the election, and there's lots of feelings happening all over. I actually just wrote a post that I'm about to post on Instagram, which may lose me 10,000 followers. It's fine. You know, that's just kind of what's happening on Instagram these days. You can't win. You can't. Here's the thing about the podcast is, like, I don't know when you unfollow me on the podcast. I don't know when I offend you. You just stop listening. Whereas, like, on Instagram, you guys let me know. You let me know, Carlos. Nope. Sorry. My whole shtick, it's getting harder and harder for people to want to do it. Because I think now people understand the cost of the statement, don't stand on issues, walk with people. Don't stand on issues, walk with people. It makes a great t-shirt. It makes a horrible moment in time when you have to do it. And so listen, I mean, if you've been a podcast listener for a long time, hopefully you don't follow me for my, I know a lot of you don't follow me because you agree with me politically speaking. My wife doesn't even agree with everything politically speaking. You should have friends that you don't agree politically speaking. I'm glad I could be that friend for you. So but my goal is always to walk humbly and in unison with people that disagree, that I disagree with, and walk with them, not just stand my ground. And I'm having to do that. You know, it's funny. Not funny, but 4 years ago, I wrote a post the day that Biden was declared victorious. And I wrote a post that I felt was very, well, not I felt, I know it was very respectful. It wasn't gloating. But I wrote a post from the perspective of a black man in America and a Christian in America. And I'm about to post a post on my feelings of this election. Now, 2020, I think back to it, and that was a season where I was kind of forced into talking about politics in a way because of everything that was happening with Black Lives Matter and everything that was happening in America and what I was teaching on. I was in a different space. I was teaching on things of justice and race, and a lot of those things bled into politics. That hasn't necessarily been the room I've been living in on socials the last few years, which is fine. I don't think you have to be one thing the rest of your life. You can evolve. I think I have evolved, but I also think that when I wrote that post, let's cut and dry. Like, I voted for Joe Biden in 2020. But I know a lot of my close friends voted for Trump, and close friends. And I tried to be very respectful in my, like, hey, I feel a little bit of breath that I don't have to live under the consequences of behaviors of other people that are behaving a certain way because of rhetoric that we're hearing from the highest office in the land, right? So like I was always very clear that, listen, I don't think Trump's racist. Honestly, I don't. But what I do know is that his, and this is back then, okay, I'm not talking about future Trump. Maybe things have changed, but I do know that a lot of what he said fueled racism in people that believed in him. And then I was the one that suffered because of that. So I said I felt breath, but I also was like, hey, listen, I know a lot of you feel like you're holding your breath or you lost your breath because Trump lost. And I see you. And I'm grateful that you're here. And today I see a lot of Christians posting I think it's okay to celebrate. I mean, I can only imagine if it's something that you've been hoping for and then it happens, like, yes, you want to be like, yes, we did it. Let's go. But here's the thing. It's like, do it, but don't gloat. And that's what I was trying to do in 2020 was not gloat. And I think I did a relatively good job. I was in the middle of writing my book, How to Human. So I was trying to see people that don't look like me, think like me, vote like me, talk like me, believe like me. And now I just see a lot of like Christ followers that are like gloating in just a gross way. And I'm sure that happened in 2020. I just know that I wasn't a part of that. So when I see people that I respect doing it, it makes me want to be like, yo, not a good look. Galatians 5, love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. That is how we will know when the work of Holy Spirit is happening in somebody's life. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy junk growing kids should never eat. That is why Hiya was created. Hiya is the pediatrician-approved, super-powered, chewable vitamin that your kids are going to love. Now listen, Hiya fills in the most common gaps in modern children's diets to provide the full-body nourishment our kids need with that yummy taste that they love. Formulated with the help of nutritional experts, Hiya is pressed with a blend of 12 organic fruits and veggies, then supercharged with 15 essential vitamins and minerals, including vitamin D, B12, C, zinc, folate, and many, many more. I love that Hiya gets shipped straight to your door so that busy parents have one less thing to worry about. I also recommend checking out their new kids probiotic and nighttime essentials. We've worked out a special deal with Hiya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you got to go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope. This deal is not available on the regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/humanhope and get your kids the full-body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. So, we're feeling a lot of feelings today. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not feeling dread. I'm not. Because I'm like, the president's going to change again in 4 years. Yes, there are a lot of people's lives that are going to be affected because of this. Myself included, quite possibly. But I can only control me. Like, I've got work to do. Like, this decision has been made. And so like, I'm going to continue to work on helping this country live up to what the founding fathers wrote in 1776. Like, we're not there yet. And so we're going to keep going, and I'm going to keep working. And I'm going to have to work alongside people that vote differently than me. Like, do we understand that? Like that this is, in order for change to happen, there has to be compromise. It has to be. Change has never happened without compromise. And inevitably what can happen is it's just the pendulum can swing farther and farther and farther apart until, quite honestly, I think we're getting close to where I do believe, now I'm just getting into political opinions, but I do believe that we're getting closer and closer to a third party. I kind of hope we are. I just feel like there's so many people, there's like the Bush Republicans, the Cheney Republicans that are like, what? This is not my Republican Party. There's, even Obama liberals and Clinton liberals that are like, what? This isn't my party. That are a lot more closely aligned than with the conservative version of people in politics back again, 2008 and before, where back in the days when people would, like, you'd see Republicans voting on some liberal agendas and some liberals voting on some conservative agendas. And I just think that there's a growing number of people that want that. And I think we may be on our way there. I think we may be to the point where there's no longer going to be 2-term presidents. I don't know if America wants that anymore. And I do believe that 2-term presidents brought some stability to America in ways that 1-term presidents don't. Like I guess Obama was the last 2-term president. I don't know. I'm seeing such rhetoric that pushes against that idea, that suddenly the other political party is the enemy, as opposed to humans that view the world differently. And when that enemy battle war rhetoric kind of starts creeping into conversations, pendulum's going to swing farther and farther. And so like what's going to happen is the extreme on the left is going to bring something more extreme on the right, which is going to bring something more extreme on the left. And I just think that people are going to get fed up with it. I am. Did not think I was going to go there, but you know what? This is my podcast. It's a safe place. So for all of you that are feeling awesome today, celebrate. Actually, can I read you? I don't even know if I'm going to post this. I may not post this. Heather's like, are you sure you want to post that? Are people going to unfollow you? Yeah, who cares? Y'all do remember when I prayed for President Donald Trump after his assassination attempt, and I lost 9,000 followers. They're back. Well, they're different people, but they're back. And so which may just go to show that unless I've really drilled in, don't stand on issues, walk with people before I post something like this, then we may, I may lose some followers. Okay. Here we go. Oh no. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm thinking about posting. Okay, ready? And I'm actually not done, but I'm just going to read you what I have. I wish we had like some. Oh, how about that? This is some deep contemplative Carlos Whittaker thoughts on the podcast about the election. Music. Dun-dun-dun. There it is. This is what I know to be true. A day like today is filled with people who feel like they have breath for the first time in 4 years, and people who feel like the breath has been knocked out of them for the first time in 4 years. The same feelings were had 4 years ago, just the opposite. Take the day to celebrate, take the day to mourn, or 5 days, I don't care. Just know that we all have to get back to work. Because just because the president changed, that doesn't mean we've arrived at the promises our forefathers scribbled out in 1776. There's so much work to do. And so to my brothers and sisters in Christ, like the ones who believe in the blood of the cross and the power of the resurrection, if this isn't you, no worries, you can skip this part. The flag is not our cross. I'm a proud American, but it comes nowhere close to the pride I hold as a follower of Jesus Christ. The flag is not my cross. America will one day fall. All great empires do. But the cross never will. So as much as you love this country, it should pale in comparison to how much you love the person of Jesus. America is not God's favorite country, but we all are his favorite creation. So if you call yourself a follower of Jesus and you are gutted or grateful today, I pray that what oozes out of you and I is what Paul lists out in Galatians 5. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Now let's get to work. Why do I feel like the podcast could have ended right there? Yeah, that's where I'm at. I don't know if I'm going to post that or not, or if you'll just hear that on the Carlos Whittaker podcast. But that's how I'm feeling. So now let's get to work, man. Clock in. I'm so freaking tired of this election. So freaking tired of people talking. I mean, it's all we've been talking about for so long. 2 years, it feels like. It's like, okay, then let's go. I'm hoping that there's going to be no rhetoric coming from the office that is going to make my life miserable. When I go fly fishing here in East Tennessee and somebody writes something on my car just because of the way I look, and they feel like they can because of something somebody said. I'm praying and hoping that's not what happens. So, yeah, I just kind of wanted to lean into that today. How about it? I am strangely like excited about, I think about the opportunity that like now that a lot of people who I know and love feel like they have some semblance of power back. Then I'm like, okay, sweet. Now you got the power. Now let's go. Let's do the things that I hope you want to do. And I'm excited about it. I don't know. Feels good. Listen, I hope that all of you feel like that, like I'm the safe place where you're like, Carlos, how could you, I hope none of you guys are DMing me right now going like, calling me a baby murderer or, all the other things that people call me, a socialist or whatever. I hope that you've been listening to this long enough to where you can be like, I can still listen and follow to this guy that doesn't hold the same worldview as I do, politically speaking, but we're still after the same thing, which is seeing people and freeing people, seeing humans and freeing humans, noticing, wondering, savoring, all of these beautiful things, living life in such a purposeful way. Gosh, may this be the season where we learn to work together. May this be the season where we get tired of hating each other. Listen, if you are following people online that are celebrating in a nasty way, unfollow them. Seriously. If that's me, if you ever see me celebrating in a nasty way, hit unfollow. Because that's not what you need to be letting into your ethos, into your heart and your soul. And I'm seeing it all. I've had to unfollow some people that I was like, oh my gosh, these are like people that are Christ followers. And they're like, ha ha, nanny, nanny, boo, boo. And I'm like, oh, gross. This is what comes out when victory happens. I'm always looking for ways to make drinking water easier. Like, I just want to make it easier, right? And I don't want to carry around like a 15-gallon bucket with me all the time. I don't want to think about it. And I know that I finally found the solution. AquaTrue. AquaTrue purifiers use a 4-stage reverse osmosis purification process, and their countertop purifiers work with no installation or plumbing. That is the kind that my family drinks out of. Listen, drinking water is important to staying hydrated. 60% of our bodies are made up of water, and AquaTrue filters out all those nasty contaminants, all out of our water system. Get them out. Get them out. Give me some clean water. The filters are affordable and long-lasting. No changing filters every 2 to 3 months. AquaTrue filters last from 6 months to 2 years. That is crazy. Best of all, the water tastes fantastic, and you don't have to worry about all the other contaminants that are in there. AquaTrue comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it makes a great gift. Today, my listeners receive 20% off any AquaTrue purifier. Just go to aquatrue.com. That's AQUATRU.com and enter my code HUMANHOPE at checkout. That's 20% off any AquaTrue water purifier when you go to aquatrue.com and use promo code HUMANHOPE. You hit that block button, unfollow button as many times as you can. And again, hopefully though, we're to the place where we can follow. There's a lot of people I follow that believe differently than I do, politically speaking, and they're not gloating today. They're happy, and I can see that they're happy. They're wearing their hats, and I'm actually happy for them, because I know what it feels to, I talk about 2016. That was like the very beginning. I was actually terrified, to be honest with you. Like, that was the whole like Mexicans thing, and like, there was that election. I remember my jaw hanging open, going like, I think all of us, we were like, what just happened? And to watch it go, just bounce back and forth. We just all need to know it's going to keep doing this, right? So like, it's like we feel like we've won for 4 years. Then something's going to change. But you know what you can affect? The president actually can't affect a whole lot. Cannot affect a whole lot of policies. Right? Like we look at even like Supreme Court decisions that really haven't moved the needle on on what they thought it was going to move the needle on. You can look that up yourself. And so like, it feels good. Some of these like political victories feel good, but the true victories actually come one-on-one with you and I doing what we can to serve people that need a hand. And that's where the true, I think that's where true change comes in. That's where I see the power of the Insta Familia coming together, and people on the left and the right coming together to serve people that don't look like them, think like them, believe like them, vote like them. Nobody asks me when I do a giving blitz, can you tell me who they voted for? Nobody asks me that. They just give, because that's who we are. And, you know, I also, I'm just, man, this is stream of consciousness after the election. This could be my last podcast episode ever. Sorry, that sounds fun, network. I think to Christ followers that, and I kind of mentioned this again about the whole gloating thing or whatever, but like, also like, I would be very careful using language like, God answered our country's prayers. God saved our country. God saved our country by putting Donald Trump in power. Donald Trump is God's chosen one. Well, okay. I mean, so like, if that's your belief system structure, okay, that's fine, but you just have to go with that all the time. So that means that Joe Biden was God's chosen one. Because there were Christians that prayed that Joe Biden would come into office. So is your Christianity the right one, or theirs? Or is it the same Christianity? Is it see how it can get really messy? So maybe save the like God's chosen one saved our country to like, and just make it like, oh, thank God that the dude I voted for won. I think life's going to be better. Let's keep it there. Because like I said, America is not God's favorite country. And there's people that prayed for the election to go another way. Holy Spirit filled, blood of the cross, power of the resurrection Christians whose prayers didn't get answered. And what does that mean? And what does it mean when their prayers get answered the next time? So I just think we got to like super hard stop with some of that stuff. And just call a spade a spade. Call it what it is. Hey, honestly, from what I'm here for, I know a lot of people that voted for Joe Biden that voted for Trump this time. And they're like, yeah, I just can't afford groceries. Yeah, I just can't afford, you know, and I do feel like I need to say this, you know, because a lot of people are like, and I get it. I understand where this is coming from. A lot of people are like, oh, Carlos, like, you know, not Carlos, but I'm seeing people say people care more about the price of their eggs than they care about my rights. And my answer to that is, yeah. Yeah. What I've learned very quickly is people don't care about me. People only care about themselves. So understand this. People don't care about you. Like, I don't know, not people, but like strangers that are voting. Like they're not thinking like, like, no, what is the pain point in their life? And they're going to vote to help solve that pain point. For you, it may be, whatever it may be. It could be massive. It could be, you know, your right to healthcare. It could be right to whatever. Some people, they just can't afford groceries. That's like their biggest thing. And they're like eating Spam because they can't afford it. And the economy sucks. And they're just like, oh, that's their pain point. So I guess what I'm trying to say is like, yeah, people are voting for what they care about and what is affecting them. So like, we can't expect, you know, like a couple of my friends during, you know, 2020 election, and you guys saw this all over my Instagram. Like, they didn't understand how I was being affected by words that were coming from a politician, because their life wasn't being affected. So since their life wasn't being affected and mine was, they're just thinking about them all day. I'm just thinking about me all day. I'm not thinking about them. So I guess I'm just trying to let everyone understand that, yes, everyone's thinking about themselves. And that's just humanity. It takes work and effort to think about other people. I'm hitting the button. Eject. No, I actually think this was good. DM me your thoughts. And I love you guys. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Carlos Whittaker Podcast. Next week, we won't talk about politics. we'll talk about Christmas blow-ups. That's right. I want to talk about Christmas blow-ups next week. I want to give you like my specific, listen, it's only going to be like November, 14th or something like that when next week's episode comes out. Plenty of time for you to get your blow-up game right. I need you all to join the Tacky Christmas Yard Club. Join me. Let your neighborhood know that there is a little bit of hope, and that hope may be coming from a $75 Home Depot or Walmart blow-up that is just inflatable. Sorry, not blow-up, inflatable. Blowing in the wind. See you guys next week.